This is unnerving. Ghosts, creatures, monsters, aliens, Mother Nature, and humans. We all have a story about one of these things that are unnerving. Some might give you goosebumps, while others will leave you with a knot in your stomach. The stories I tell are real experiences from people across the globe, and some are listener stories. If you would like to share your story with me, send it to unnerving13@gmail.com. Please remember to like, share, subscribe, and follow for more. I'm a medical sales rep in my late 40s and I live in Seattle. One day I was driving through to Roslyn, which is about 83 miles away. It's a short trip that takes you through the forest and a beautiful mountain pass. It was early fall and we haven't gotten any snow yet. Once it snows, that specific route becomes dangerous and sometimes impassable. Anyway, I was driving up to Roslyn to go visit my family and see some doctors while I'm there. The drive down was quiet, but somehow eerie. This was strange since I've never felt like this before while driving this stretch of road. There were almost no cars on the road, which is super weird since the I-90 is always busy, no matter what time of the day it is. There will obviously be less cars on the road at night, but this was just, I don't know, not right. As I was passing Kachilas Lake, my car started jerking and sputtering. I was worried I would get stuck on the side of the road, but eventually my car recovered. I got to the wildlife bridge, and as I was passing underneath, something big smashed into the side of my car. What the hell? I haven't seen another car or a truck or anything. I came to a stop and looked out my window. Every muscle in my body seized up. My mind froze and I didn't know if I should hit the gas or try to jump out of the car and make a run for it. Before I could make a decision, my car was slammed again, this time hard enough to push my car up against the wall of the bridge. I was trapped. My breathing was coming out in whistling gasps. Sweat started beading on my forehead, and my eyes were squeezed shut. I'm dreaming. I'm having a horrid nightmare. There is no way that this could be real. When my car was rocked by another slam, my eyes flew open. Standing right next to my window was a completely hairless being. Its skin was so white it was almost translucent. Its eyes were solid black, and it was grinning at me. My blood turned to ice. This thing didn't have any teeth, just blackened gums. My mind was reeling, trying to grasp at any logical explanation of what I was staring at. Suddenly, it lurched forward, smashing headfirst into my door. It hit my car with such force that the door dented in and grazed my leg. Every single hair on my body stood up, and I felt like I was going to be sick. I knew that if I stayed in my car, I would never make it out alive. You're probably wondering why I didn't just drive away. Well, by the third slam, my car had died, and no matter how much I tried, it refused to start again. I couldn't get out the driver's side. I couldn't get out the passenger side. So, I took the only escape route left. Thank goodness I drive a hatchback. I popped the trunk, scrambled over the seats, jumped out, and started running. When I exited the tunnel, my instinct told me I needed to get to water. I ran straight at the lake, scrambling down the embankment without stumbling, and straight into the icy water. I closed my eyes, forcing myself to slow my breathing, then turned around. The thing was standing right at the water's edge. It looked furious. It seemed like it was screaming, but not a single sound came out. It started pacing up and down, but never attempted to enter the water. After what felt like ages, it crouched down and stared at me intently. I could feel hypothermia starting to set in, and I didn't know how much longer I could stay out in the water. I think this thing knew I would have to come out soon. I was praying for another car or a truck to come past when it started snowing. I somehow felt this thing scream out in pain. The toothless mouth was open, its face in agony, yet no physical sound came out. It took off running and disappeared back into the tunnel. I knew it was safe for me to leave the water. At least, I hoped I was. Shivering like a reed, I started following the road. I couldn't go back to my car to retrieve my cell phone, not with that thing in there. I walked until I passed out from the cold and exhaustion. I woke up in a hospital bed a couple of days later. The police questioned me, but they were vague. I asked them about my car, about the creature, but I was met with uneasy silences. I have no idea what happened. I don't know what that thing was or what it wanted from me. One thing I'm sure of is that it wasn't human, and I'm lucky to be alive. That's all for today. May the sun warm your face and the moon light your way. Share your thoughts in the comments and let's get a conversation started.